How hard should you roll in Jiu-Jitsu? The answer would depend on a variety of questions that you should ask yourself. Are you injured? How old are you? Who, in fact, are you rolling with at the time? Do you do strength training? Are you a competitor or are you just a hobbyist? If you are dealing with an injury, you should probably either not be rolling at all or at the very most, rolling very lightly with people that you can trust. Injuries take a long time to heal, and you can do supplemental training where you can roll lightly from specific positions if you need to recover. I tore my MCL last year, and I had to use crutches for about 3 weeks. When I came back to training a couple months later, I didn't roll at all, but I just did a lot of very slow drilling. And when I started to roll again, I simply just let everybody start on my back and I focused on defending the entire time. The back position took pressure off of my knee and I was able to avoid re-injuring it while still slowly training again. When injured, don't roll until it's better. And even then, take it very slow unless it feels stable and safe to train. Younger people recover a lot quicker than older people do. If you're a little bit older, you can still roll, of course, but you should be very mindful of what your body is telling you at that time. With age, you are much more vulnerable to injuries and it will take a longer period of time to recover from your training sessions. If you're feeling really good, look for safe training partners who are going to take care of you. Don't go after the young guys who are maybe out to win every round. That'll only lead to you potentially getting injured. You have to take into consideration who it is that you're rolling with. Maybe you're like me. Maybe you're 25 years old, you're healthy, strong, driven, really competitive. You should take it easier with somebody who's maybe half your size, twice your age, 2 belts lower than you, or maybe you're rolling with a small woman or you're rolling with a child. Focus on your technique and be defensive, even start from bad positions or simply let them work if you're that much better than them. If you have someone who is just like you and competitive, go for it. Go all out. Competitive rounds are crucial as well, especially if you're actually pursuing jiu-jitsu as a potential career. But know that those hellish rounds should only be done once in a while. It's not something that you do every single day, and it's usually at the end of technique and a very good warm-up. Strength training helps to strengthen more than just your muscles. It also strengthens your joints, your ligaments, and it builds your bone density. Doing strength training will keep your body strong and enable you to deal with the strain that jiu-jitsu puts on it. Anytime I got injured, I can trace it back to too much jiu-jitsu, not enough recovery, and not nearly enough strength training either. Now that I have made weightlifting a part of my regular routine, I find that my body can handle the abuse a lot better than before. If you're training jiu-jitsu on a regular basis, maybe 2 to 3 times a week, you would greatly benefit from adding 1 to 3 20-minute strength training sessions every week. The rolling that you should do should be very different if you are a competitor compared to a hobbyist. A hobbyist should also roll, but if jiu-jitsu is your, say, your vehicle for self-defense or just for fun, a social gathering, it doesn't have to be anything more than that. Keep it playful with maybe the occasional roll where you push yourself, but don't put yourself at an unnecessary risk for injury where you would potentially have to be off work or miss out on other things with your family. For a competitor, you have to roll hard. There's no way around it. But not every session needs to be a hard session. Most of your training should be spent perfecting your technique and increasing your jiu-jitsu IQ, not just exerting yourself physically. If you barely drill and you spend all of your time rolling, you're simply just going to be athletic and you may be lacking in the technical department. You want to save your really hard training sessions for, say, 2 to 3 times a week. Most other sessions are no higher than 80% of your maximum capability. This type of training will enable you to be more recovered, less prone to injury, and more energized for your other sessions. In closing, you have to roll in Jiu-Jitsu. Your techniques need to be battle tested, and you need to be experiencing real life resistance from an opponent. But rolling should also be fun and enjoyable. You should be excited to go and train at the gym and to roll every day. For the competitor, there does need to be hard rolling days, but it's not something that you are doing every single day. You're going to burn out or get hurt. Be smart, be tactical with your training. You'll be able to do it for a longer period of time and get much more out of it in the end. Train smart.